It's food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and it's that time of year again where everything either gets filled with pigs in blankets or gets covered in pigs in blankets. 2023, it's the turn of Tesco. They've covered a steak pie in pigs in blankets. Of course, it's Christmas. This sort of thing happens. It's £5 for the pie. It's 500 grams. From chilled, it goes in the oven for 30 minutes. From frozen, it goes in the oven for 50 minutes. It's 200 degrees on a fan assisted oven, 200 degrees on an electric oven, fan assisted electric oven 180, and a gas mark of 6 for your, like me, conventional gas oven users. Although I think there's a lot of electric ovens out there at the moment, aren't there? Whenever I go kind of shopping to Curry's or IKEA, or it's all electric. You barely see any gas ovens anymore. Anyway, let's get this pie out then. Let's have a look at it. As I mentioned, it was £5. I like the fact that there's no plastic anymore with this stuff. I think that's fantastic. Oh, I almost said, oh, it's burnt. It's not burnt, it's just the bit of the steak of the pie there has leaked out on the side. So obviously that's going to probably darken even more when we cook this. But £5, potato, sausage, bacon, steak, pastry. What more could you want from your life? Oh, and some gravy to go with it. This should be pretty good. Let's get it in the oven and I'll be back when it's cooked. This pigs in blanket topped steak pie is ready. It looks okay. Looks okay. It's kind of some potato there as well, little diced pieces of potato. Pigs in blanket. I've come out with a pair of scissors. Now what I'm thinking, if I cut a few slats nicely in this foil tray, then I can just remove the pie really quickly. That'll probably one more cut. It's part of the review though, isn't it? Can you get this pie out of the foil dish quite easily? If you're going to be serving this Christmas time, you want it to look half decent, don't you? I'm just going to fold it down. There's no way of getting this pie out of here in any decent order. So, without further ado, potato, little bit of steak gravy. Oh, yeah, it's nice and soft. Potatoes are nice and soft. They're already pre-cooked, nice and tasty with a bit of gravy. Pigs in blanket then. This is my first pigs in blanket of the year, and I can guarantee you by the end of December I'll be sick to death of them. Bacon's okay, but the sausage has that very similar pigs in blanket feel. They're like almost kind of like rubbery. So what we do Christmas Day, we buy some really decent pork sausages. We wrap them in some really nice streaky bacon and we put them in the oven and they come out fantastic. They're really, really good. Whenever you buy something like this, a pig in blanket that's already been made on top of a pie, it's highly processed. It's highly processed food, and it's quite difficult actually to get any kind of taste out of the sausage. It's almost just like a squidgy, rubbery, wet. A really cheap pork sausage, but with a little bit of decent bacon on the outside to give a bit of flavour to it. Right, let's get into some of this steak then. Oh, steak's okay. That's not too bad actually. A little bit of a kind of a gravy taste to it, a nice sauce to it. Yeah, I mean, there's a fair few bits of lumpy bits of steak in here, which for £5, loads of potato, loads of pastry, plenty of pigs in blankets, plenty of bits of steak. Yeah, the steak's okay. For £5, this is pretty kind of, I almost said pretty decent. It's good. The steak's good. The gravy's good. The pigs in blankets are, they're just your, there must be a factory somewhere that produces pigs in blankets for the whole of the UK's food industry, where you see foot-long pigs in blankets, you see pigs in blanket crisps, pigs in blankets on top of the pies. Whenever you see these pre-wrapped pigs in blankets, they're never the same quality as something that you can make yourself for probably the same amount of money. Let's try some of this pastry. Crispy and crunchy. Not too bad. Yeah, it's okay gravy, it really is. So everything's okay. I think the best thing about this pie is the steak. The steak's probably the best quality piece of this pie, and I'm quite happy with that, because steak is the most expensive part of this pie. It has to be. A little bit more pastry, a little bit more gravy. Yeah. It's all okay without being excellent. But I paid £5. And this is the thing. I bought recently a chunky chili dish in Marks and Spencer's for £8. And it was one of the best tasting meals I've ever eaten in my life. And it was £8. Premium price, premium quality. £5 for a 500 gram pie. Steak and potato. pastry, pigs in blankets. There's plenty there to get excited about. But it's all a little bit average, especially these pigs in blankets. So I'm going to rate this pie. The steak is the best part about it. Pastry's okay. The rest, it's all just all right. It's all right. It's probably a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.